Okay, so today's presentation is presenting a buyer's offer in a seller's market. I came up with this idea because, as you know, we are currently in a seller's market, right? A lot of people moving to Florida from different states up north. And it's tough right now to be a buyer's agent in a seller's market. If you are working with a buyer, I'm pretty sure you have submitted at least 2 to 3 offers before an offer was accepted. So I wanted to go over some items because a few weeks ago, I received a call from a past client, and she asked me to list her home. And so I did. I listed her house. I knew that we were going to receive multiple offers because of the price range of the home. So I was prepared for that, okay? But what I was not prepared for was for the things that I saw, okay? I saw many things that they were just shocking to me. I couldn't believe that agents were just not organized. You know, the way they presented their offers certainly didn't make my life any easier. So I just wanted to share a couple of items with everyone that some of it may seem very basic, okay, but it's just, again, a reminder, because you may not think of this if, you know, someone doesn't bring it to your attention. And again, being that we are in a seller's market, if you do have buyers, if you're showing them properties and you're putting in offers, you need to make this a very smooth and easy process for the seller's agent, for the listing agent, okay? So I'm gonna go over a few things that I encountered. So number one, I'm going to go over, things, that every agent should be doing. Okay. So again, some of this is very basic, but I'm going to, just bring in a new, perspective and tell you why these things help. So number one is we typically do call the agent, right, to find out if there are other offers. So you definitely want to call the agent to see if there's other offers, but just keep this in mind. Just because they don't have any offers now doesn't mean that they may not be getting any offers between the time you prepare the offer, have the buyer sign it, and then submit it, especially if it's a new listing or if they have recently dropped the price. So you know that when a property is in that one price range that more buyers that are available, then you end up in multiple offers. One it is in that one price range. So keep that in mind. But if you do call the agent and you ask if there's any offers on the table, then you have to coach, your buyer, right? Make sure that your buyer understands that this is a seller's market, and make sure that they understand that if there are multiple offers, they have to present their best offer, okay? There's no time for negotiations, okay? You're gonna get one shot at this. And with those buyers that they've already, submitted several offers and they've already experienced, their offers being rejected, they know, okay? And sometimes they know, but they don't learn, right? So that happens too. But make sure that the buyers understand that this is going to be their one and only shot. They have to present the best offer. Now, one thing I do want to say is when you call the listing agent, you know, most likely their phone is ringing off the hook. So keep that in mind. You may not get their you may not be able to speak to them right away. You know, shoot them a text message. Try, you know, sometimes text message, even though I am not a fan of text messages, because I feel that when you talk to someone, you know, you build rapport. You don't build rapport via text message. But, you know, just keep in mind that the listing agent may be bombarded with phone calls. And, you know, sometimes a text message saying, hey, can you please, you know, contact me? I would like to, you know, go over your listing and things like that. So going back to presenting the buyer's best offer. So this is some of the things that I saw was, and I get it. There are buyers out there that they need help with closing costs. Okay. So one of the things that I saw was that sometimes I received offers that were full price offers. Okay. So again, in a multiple situation, you need to be at asking price or above. And this is, again, if it's a multiple, you know, offer situation. But here's the thing, if you need closing costs, keep in mind that a full price offer is not a full price offer. So if you're asking for 3%, 5%, that's not asking. You are, you know, the seller is going to net the purchase price minus the 3 or 5% that they're giving back to the buyer. So if you have a buyer that definitely needs closing costs, I would suggest that you show them homes that, if they qualify for, let's say, $200,000, let's make it a round number to make it easy. So if they qualify for $200,000 and they need help with closing costs, then I wouldn't show them homes up, to $200,000 because you need help with closing costs. So I would, explain to the buyer how, you need help with closing costs. So we're looking at a $200,000 home. In a seller's market, you really need to coach them and, educate them and say, the chances of your offer being accepted are, slim to none. Just try to prepare them for that, because if not, you're going to be, showing them property up until, $200,000, and then you're going to ask for closing costs, and that's not going to work. It's just not going to work. And I can tell you that I received many offers that were for asking price, but they wanted, 3% or they wanted 5%. The other thing too is, these buyers that they need to sell the properties and they want you to prepare a contingency on the sale of their home. That offer is not a strong offer, okay, in a seller's market. So again, coach your buyers and explain to them, it's a seller's market and you're asking, the seller to take their property off the market until you sell your property when they have multiple offers. We'll give it a try, but I'm going to let you know that possibilities of this offer being accepted are very slim. I think that when you prepare the buyer, and I'm not saying to be, negative or, sound negative, but I think that when you prepare the buyer and you educate them, then they get it sometimes, okay? Again, it's tough to be a buyer's agent right now. And I know that, you guys are, putting in multiple offers, but you don't want to lose a customer. And that happens sometimes. It has happened to me, and it has happened to other agents that I know. Their buyer walks because they're frustrated. They've put in, 4 or 5 offers. Their offer doesn't get accepted, and then next thing you know, they think it's the agent. The agent is a problem. Okay, so try again to submit your best offer. Explain to the buyer how the market is and what the worst case scenario is. That's how I would, present it, worst case scenario. Now, some of you have asked me about a cover sheet. And yes, you can definitely, a cover sheet helps. So the cover sheet is just a brief, short paragraph about the buyers. Okay, so does it help? I would say yes, it does help. Okay, if you're on the listing side, I've had agents ask me, is this common? Yes, it is. It is common, especially in a seller's market. And does it help? Yes, it does help. Okay, I can tell you that it does help. I've had, I have talked to, sellers that once they, read about the buyer, then, they get emotional, and, they may not go with the highest offer just because their home is, for them, is a special home. And then they want the new family to come in to be a special family. Okay, so I would definitely recommend that you prepare a cover sheet with a brief, summary of your buyers. Now, number 4 there on the list, review all documents before sending. So this is what happened to me. Like I said, I had multiple offers, and one of them, when I went to print the offers, one of them, the first page, I noticed that it wasn't filled out correctly. The financing portion of it, it was not filled out correctly, so I had to reach out to the agent. And the agent did tell me that she was really not a full-time agent. She only helps family and friends. And so when I got her offer, I noticed first page was incorrect. So I sent her an email, she corrected it, got it back to me the next day. Okay, now notice this is the next day. So, in these multiple offer situations, sometimes you don't get a next day. Okay, especially if the listing agent is meeting with the seller that day. Okay, you have the opportunity to submit your offer before the listing agent meets with the seller. But if you mess up, you mess up, and most likely your offer, if it's not a strong offer, your offer, it may not get presented, or your offer just may immediately get rejected. Because it is important, okay, in this business, as you guys know, it is important to work with other agents that are confident, that are knowledgeable, okay, that are going to help you in the process and make this a smooth transition, okay? Many of you know there's agents out there who will make the transaction, difficult, okay, because they are difficult to work with. So if you really need to have all your documents, okay, you have to look at them, okay, review them before you submit them. You have to make sure that everything, all I's are dotted or T's are crossed, okay, because if your paperwork is not organized, if your paperwork is not in order, okay, if you have information missing, okay, that may be an automatic rejection. And I don't know what the statistics is, but I'm pretty sure if there's one out there about how many offers get rejected because the listing agent failed to, excuse me, because a buyer's agent failed to properly fill out the documents or submit them, you know, in a correct manner. And I'm going to go over that. I can tell you that the percentage is going to probably be, you know, high. And why do I say that? Because I was very frustrated. I received 5 offers, and out of those 5 offers, I'm going to say maybe like 2 offers. Okay, out of 5 offers, only 2 offers were fully executed, were you know, everything was submitted, all I's were dotted, all T's were crossed, it was organized. The other 3, it was almost like an automatic no. Okay, because if this is how you're going to start this, I don't want to work with you. Okay, that's my mentality. Now, ultimately, obviously, we know that the seller, I'm there to assist the seller, and I'm going to present all offers, right? However, when I present them, I'm going to tell the seller, Mr. Seller, you know, this person, they didn't submit all the documents. They're not accurately or properly filled out. So I'm going to bring that to the seller's attention. Okay. Now, the other thing too is you have to make sure that you are including the pre-approval letter in the email. Okay. You don't want to submit the pre-approval letter in a separate email, because again, listing agents are getting bombarded with offers. Okay, so they may get your offer printed, and then if you send it in a separate email, they may miss it. When they go and present it to their sellers, they may say, oh, well, this person didn't submit the pre-approval letter, so it gets rejected. You see? So you guys really, really, really need to make sure that all your documents are attached to one email. Do not do separate emails, do one email, okay? Now, the other thing too is, and believe it or not, it does help is to be friendly and courteous, okay? I'm gonna say it was only one agent that wasn't, you know, friendly and courteous, but why is this important? Because again, you're gonna be working with this person, and can agents kill a deal sometimes? Absolutely, they could kill a deal, okay? So, you know, from past history, I mean, when I've been on the buying side, okay, and I see that one of the agents that I have worked with in the past that I have a relationship with, when I see that they are the listing agent, I give them a call, and they say, Emily, I would love to, you know, work with you, you know, send me your offer. You know, I do have other offers, but I enjoy working with you, so I'll make sure that, you know, I let the seller know, okay? And lo and behold, my offer has been accepted, okay? Why? Because I've submitted all the documents, okay? I made sure that everything was completely filled out properly, okay? And that I was, you know, obviously, you know, contacted the listing agent, and, you know, I was friendly and courteous. You know, if you're not friendly and you're not courteous and you want to get sarcastic, you can certainly do so, but is that going to cost you the deal? Probably, okay, especially when, you know, the listing agent has multiple offers. It's like, why do you know, why are they going to look at your offer any better than any other offer, even if yours is the highest and best? I can tell you that in the past, when I have worked with sellers, I have brought it to their attention. I have said, you know, yes, this is your best and your best offer and highest offer. I can tell you that this agent is difficult to work with. I could tell you that he is not good at responding back. And I could tell you that in the past, I've worked with this agent, and they have, killed the deal. They have not advised their buyers properly. So the sellers, they look at me, right? Because I'm working for them, okay? And my advice, okay, has weight, okay, on their offer, okay? You don't want to work with a buyer's agent that is going to be difficult, that is doesn't return, phone calls, doesn't return emails. I bring that up when I present my offers. I bring it up, to the seller, and I tell them, Mr. Seller, this agent is hard to get a hold of. He works from 9 to 5. Okay. So things like that, I do bring it to a seller's attention. So make sure that you're being friendly and courteous to other agents. Okay. And this is true, at all times. Again, today you may be the buyer's agent, tomorrow you may be the listing agent. And you may be getting a call from that agent saying, hey, I see you have a listing. I would love to, work together again. I enjoy working with you. And that's exactly what happened. I'll tell you the whole story. So with this listing that I received several offers. So we accepted one offer, and after the inspection, the buyer decided to cancel. So I put it back in the market. I did not accept the backup offer. Okay. I feel that in this market, being that it's a seller's market, I don't feel it's necessary to accept a backup offer. Okay, because when I ended up putting the property back on the market, I ended up getting another 5 to 6 offers, and 3 of those were new offers from the first time around. Okay, so I feel again that in this market, we do not need to accept backup offers. I say you just put it back on the market and show it again, and get more offers that way. Okay. So I put the property back on the market. I get a phone call from the agent that I told you that the first page, she didn't do it right. Well, I got a call from her, okay, immediately when the property got put back on the market, and she called me and she told me, how the buyer loved the house. She told me a little bit about the buyer, okay. I could tell you that I was moved by their story. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to contact the seller and I'm going to let her know, and I'll let her decide. Okay. So I did. The next day I got a hold of the seller and we talked, and she did accept the offer, that agent's offer. Now here's the good part. So I told her, I said, please, okay. So the first offer that she sent, the first page, like I said, was filled out. It wasn't filled out properly. But also when I went to print the offer, the page, the document printed like in the middle of the page, and it was like a mini size. Okay, so here we have an 8.5 by 11 page, and I'm talking about maybe like a 5 by 5 document on the middle of the page. So that was very frustrated. I had to stop my printer, and I didn't even finish printing the rest of the document because I knew that the offer was weak, and I had a cash offer, a full price, closing in like 2 weeks. So so I just stopped my printer. Now, when I talked to her that day, I said, here's what I need you to do. I said, I need you to please make sure that before you email me the offer, that you print at least 1 or 2 pages to make sure that it prints correctly. Because when you submitted it the last time, it didn't print correctly. And honestly, I don't have time to fool with this. Okay. And so she did. So we accepted her offer, and we are currently under contract. We haven't closed yet. But I'm going to move on now to things that I saw that agents shouldn't be doing. Okay, so things not to do. So one of the things that I saw agents do is, so if they were using, for example, DocuSign, or if they were using .loop, okay, they would email me the offer from .loop or from DocuSign, whatever e-signature platform they were using. They were sharing it with me. That's what they were doing. They were sharing the documents with me. Okay, I can tell you that okay, it is an inconvenience. Okay, because sometimes you can't open it from your phone, or when you try to do it in the computer, for some reason, sometimes it asks for a password because they didn't share it right. I don't know, for whatever reason, okay, it just is not convenient, okay? So try to get into the habit of downloading all the documents into your desktop and attaching them in the email as a PDF, okay, file. Because not everyone uses DocuSign, not everyone uses .loop, okay? So keep that in mind. I received, I believe it was 3 offers that way, okay? So that I had to email back the agent and say, please send this as an attachment, okay? Do not send it from your DocuSign or DigiSign platform, okay? So number 2, here's another thing that I saw, okay? Agents taking pictures of documents. So when you take a picture, right, what's going to happen is it's going to open up as a JPEG, not a PDF. So sometimes when you go to print it, you have issues. Again, at this point, you know, a printer scanner at Best Buy, it's like $120. Okay, it is a good investment. Now, there are free scanners app that are available on your phones, so you could use one of those. But here's the thing: sometimes when you scan each document, then when you go to send it, you send individual documents instead of one attachment, which is the entire file in it. And that, I can tell you, is very frustrating, having to print each and every document separately, okay? So just try to just scan everything at once and send it out as one file, okay? One attachment, one file. Trust me, the listing agent is going to appreciate that. Again, you know, we cannot create more work for the listing agent, okay? If we are creating more work for the listing agent, your offer is going to get, you know, overlooked. It's gonna go on the bottom of the pile, trust me, okay? Because agents are busy, okay? And they're not going to go out of their way, okay, to help you. They're just not, okay? So keep these things in mind. One of the things that I saw that I was just shocked, I was in shock, was that agents, because I didn't attach the homeowner association and lead-based paint disclosure to the MLS, agents created these disclosures, okay, and had their buyers sign it and send it to me, okay? That is a big no-no, okay? You need to understand that a disclosure comes from a seller, okay? So if it's not attached, you just make sure that you just prepare the offer and send it. Worry about the disclosures later. But you don't want to create a home association's disclosure, a lead-based paint disclosure. That is not your job as a buyer's agent, okay? Let the listing agent provide you with those documents. The seller has to provide that information to the listing agent, and then the listing agent provides it to the buyer's agent, okay? Another thing that I have seen, and now I'm talking about in general, this didn't happen to me, but I see it in Sky Slope a lot, that agents handwrite the property address on the seller's disclosure. Okay, that is a big no-no. Okay, we don't write on seller's disclosures. You know, if you're the buyer's agent, you do not want to write in the property address. You let the seller do that. You send, you know, you ask the listing agent, can you please have the seller write in the property address? Okay, you don't, to make, I understand that you are trying to, you know, perhaps be efficient, okay? But that right there is not efficiency, okay? That's how you get yourself in trouble, by filling in information that you should have never filled in, okay? When it comes to the offer, yes, we want to make sure that we are providing all the information that is needed, okay, on that contract. But other than that, we don't want to do anything above and beyond that we're not supposed to, like creating homeowner association disclosures or lead-based paint disclosures, okay? I want to go ahead and let you guys ask me any questions. There is a chat box. And if you have any questions, I would like for you to type them in the chat box so I could go ahead and answer those for you. You know, again, some of the, you know, questions that I get is the, you know, the one with the cover sheet, you know, is that okay for me to do? Yes, that's okay. And like I said, I even suggest that you do that because sellers, you know, are moved by that. Let's see, backup offers. So like I said, in this case, I did not accept a backup offer because, like I said, we are in a seller's market. But if you are submitting a backup offer, there is a backup addendum in Form Simplicity. Okay, so make sure that you are submitting a backup offer addendum, okay, with your offer, because that's what makes it a backup offer. Okay. If you have any questions on that, feel free to type it in the chat box. Any questions, feel free to please write them in the chat box. I know that we are in season. I know that you guys are busy, and hopefully you're busy writing offers, not just showing properties, because like I said, I do know that it's tough right now out there. You know, if you're a buyer's agent, I know it's tough. And, you know, try to also, oh, I'm sorry, we have a question. The backup offer, okay, yes. So yes, going back to the backup offer, so in Form Simplicity or Transaction Desk, whichever you use. So there is a backup addendum, backup offer addendum. That's what makes it a backup offer, because if you don't have that backup offer addendum, then you have to go by what's in the contract, and you don't want it to, you don't want your effective date to be the date that everyone signed the contract. So let me give you an example. So today's the 8th, right? February 8th. So if I present an offer as a backup contract and both buyer and seller executed today, February 8th, right? So that means that today's the effective date of that contract. Okay, you don't want that because it's a backup offer, right? So maybe 2 weeks from now, the first deal doesn't go through, and then now the backup offer comes in first place. Okay, so at that time where the backup offer comes in first place, that should be your effective date. So that backup offer addendum stipulates that in there. It says that the effective date would be when the buyer is given notice that their offer now is in first place. Okay, so you may want to go into Form Simplicity or Transaction Desk, whatever it is that you're using, and look up that backup offer addendum and read it, so you become familiar with it. And if you have any questions on it or you can't find it or whatever, please feel free to email me, and I'll be more than happy to send it to you. Okay, let's see if we have any other question. Okay, fantastic. So yeah, that is one very key document that you will need on a backup offer. It's the same thing as a short sale. So we know with the short sale, you prepare a as-is contract, right? But your effective date is not going to be when both the buyer and the seller executed the contract. Your effective date is going to be when you get the approval from the bank, right? So when the bank approves your offer, that becomes the effective date. You get the letter from the bank saying that the bank approved the short sale amount. So there's a short sale addendum, okay, that stipulates, when the effective date is, and then from that point on, then the home inspection period starts, because that's the other thing too, right? You want to make sure that the home inspection period starts after you received the bank approval. Same thing with the backup offer. You want to make sure that the home inspection period starts once that offer is in first place. Okay. So that is it for today. I have recorded this, so if you guys need to go back and listen to it again, it will be uploaded in AJI University, okay, sometime before the end of this week, or by the end of the week, it'll be up in AJI University, and then you could replay it. And if you have, any questions that you rather talk to me about, just feel free to give me a call or email me. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Stay safe.